So, hello, agents, and welcome to the webinar. Today, this is a very special webinar. We have Miss Angela Garner, and she is our business development manager for the West Coast of Florida. And if she's not your business development manager, you still can reach out to her, and she will give you your business development manager for Virgin Voyages. But thank you so much, Miss Angela, for joining us today. We are super excited about this webinar, and we cannot wait to see what you have for us.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining us today. I'm super excited to talk to you about Virgin Voyages, as we've had an incredible past year since we started sailing in the US last October. I am the sales manager, or BDM, as you might call me, for the West Coast of Florida. And I'm here to partner with all of you to really help you grow your Virgin Voyages business and really look at this as a partnership. We do have different BDMs in different areas of the state as well as in the US. So if you don't happen to live on the West Coast of Florida, I'll make sure to introduce you to your day-to-day contact and sales manager. But before we kick things off, I just want to give you a little taste of what it means to set sail the Virgin way.
We got some. Oh yeah, we got some.
So I hope you enjoyed that. There's some of our newer branding that we're coming out with our Now We're Voyaging marketing campaign. We actually have a lot of these videos available in our First Mates marketing library that you do have access to. So you're free to download and share them on social, as well as email, text, however you'd like to do that. So something that I just love to highlight, especially if you don't know a lot about Virgin Voyages, maybe you haven't had the opportunity to set sail with us quite yet, and you're getting questions. We do have a lot of reviews online. We are actually the cruise line with the most 5-star reviews on TripAdvisor, and we've got a lot of great reviews on Cruise Critic. I know a lot of people will go there to kind of get people's take on their experience. We've got some great editorials, and Cruise Critic actually named Scarlet Lady, which is our first lady ship, the best cruise ship of 2021. So that's an accolade we're extremely proud of. We actually just got word last week that we won a lot of different Magellan Awards. We had won quite a few last year, but now that we've been sailing and we've kind of gotten our sea legs with being in the industry, we were awarded with a lot of really amazing awards, like the Gold Award for Adults Only, being eco-friendly, the LGBTQ traveler, as well as our premium cabin design and so much more. So we're incredibly proud of these Travel Weekly Magellan Awards. But we also got some really amazing awards from our that came from our sailors actually setting sail with us. So not only our travel advisors love us, we've gotten a lot of really amazing accolades from our sailors, from our best ocean cruise line experience from the RCA. We've got some Travia awards, as well as the Visionary Award winner for Best Premium Cruise Line. So we do have all of our accolades and awards online if you ever want to use those to kind of leverage to get people excited about Virgin Voyages. So an update that we had very recently, because we do get these questions still every day as we're kind of coming out of everything, is our Voyage Well initiative. So we have this outlined on firstmates.com, which is your portal as a first mate for our travel advisors, but we also have this outlined on virginvoyages.com. So this really answers any questions that you or your sailors might have about our different Voyage Well policies. But as of the end of October, we actually removed all vaccine and testing requirements for our sailors. So there's no, you don't have to get a test before you voyage with us. You don't have to bring proof of vaccination. We're welcoming all sailors currently. But definitely keep an eye on our Voyage Well initiative, as we'll continually keep this updated as we partner with CLIA and the CDC on just having those best practices on board. But now to the fun stuff. So what does it mean to set sail the Virgin Way, and why should you and your sailors want to get on board and sail with us? So we're all familiar with Richard Branson, I'm sure. So we are Richard Branson's Cruise Line. And as with any of his companies within the Virgin Group, we always set out to make those ordinary experiences extraordinary. And so we know that Richard Branson is not really a rule follower. He kind of likes to bend the rules, but in the best of ways. So we did a lot of research to kind of understand what rules we could break and what other bold decisions that we can make in the world of sailing that will truly make an incredible experience for our sailors. So the first one being, and it's probably one of our most popular among our first mates and our sailors, is we are exclusively adults. So that means you have to be 18 and older to sail with us, which it makes all the difference, once you're on board. Our dining and food and beverage options, it's much more expansive and much more elevated. You don't have to serve up those pesky chicken fingers. We've got bars in all of our restaurants. And we've got some really amazing bar spaces throughout the ship. Our entertainment is a little bit edgier. We have that kind of fun, lighthearted, adult cheekiness type humor that you'll see throughout the ship. And, it's just really that elevated experience. We have a lot of really amazing spaces that don't have to be dedicated to children, which is nice. And we love our children, but this holiday is for you and your sailors. And we really want you to have that incredible time where you can reconnect with your inner child without having, to order those pesky chicken fingers on the side.
Angela, I have a question. Can the lead traveler be 18 years old, or is that okay for the lead traveler to be 18?
Yes. So we actually recently changed our policy a few months ago. So you could have two 18-year-olds traveling in the same cabin. Just basically 18 and up to book and sail.
Perfect. Thank you.
Of course, that's a great question. So the next one is boutique glamour, which means to set sail with that sophisticated glamour. So we were really inspired by that modern romance of sailing, by the super sleek designs of those mega yachts. So we partnered with these amazing award-winning designers from all over the world to create these beautiful, unique, and intimate spaces where the sea is always front and center. The next is one of my favorites, which is relaxed luxe, which means to set sail in your own way. So at Virgin Voyages, there is no forced formality. There is no stuffiness. We really want you and your sailors to come on board and just be yourself. And if you're somebody that loves to go all out, dress to the nines, have a different outfit for every occasion, we will absolutely love it. But if you just want to be comfortable and relax and just be yourself and not have to think of any of that, you're always going to be treated with that 5-star premium service and treated like the rock star that you truly are. And the last but not least is our always included luxury. So at Virgin Voyages, we do a lot of things differently. This is also one of them. So we actually include over $600 in value per person when you book with us. So all of the food, we have over 20 eateries on board. 6 of those are our flagship eateries, which may be considered specialty dining on other lines. All of the foods included, all of those eateries are included at no upcharge to dine there. We believe that Wi-Fi is a basic human right. So there's free Wi-Fi for everybody. If you are somebody that loves to get in a good workout, on your holiday, we have unlimited group workouts. So we have everything from yoga, meditation, spin classes, HIIT classes, and so much more on board. And we also have some really amazing fitness spaces that all of our sailors have access to at no additional cost. Our shows and entertainment, we have all original programming. We've got the big shows, we've got some smaller shows, interactive, and a lot of different things on board, and just really incredible. You cannot find that on any other ships or on land. Essential drinks, so we don't have any soda packages on board. So all of your filtered still and sparkling waters, sodas, non-pressed juices, teas, and drip coffee are all included. And then also our tips and gratuities. So all of this is all included on us. You're not going to see those additional charges at the tail end of your voyage on the folio. So you definitely keep that in mind if you are, comparing us to another holiday for your sailors, that we're including over $600 in value per person on us with all of these inclusions.
Love that.
Yeah, no, it's great if you're somebody that doesn't really, if you're not a big drinker and you don't really spend a lot on board. Like when I get on board and I'm working, I usually don't have much of a charge on my folio at the tail end of the voyage. So much is included. But you might have questions also on our kind of alcoholic beverages, maybe your premium beverages that are not included with the essential drinks. So this is something that we do differently than some of the other cruise lines. We did a lot of research with our sailors before we launched, and we found out that the sailors that wanted to book with us did not want that traditional drinks package. Because with a traditional drinks package, if you're traveling with another person or a few different people in the same cabin, and maybe only one of you drinks, all of you have to purchase that drink package.
Yes, this is true.
Yes, it feels like, and you feel like if you do purchase it and you are a drinker, you feel like you have to drink a lot to really get that value of what you're paying every day. So we found that our sailors, it was more important for them to have high qualities, beers, wines, and cocktails at a fair and reasonable street price. So all of your, if you like a Heineken, it's about $5 or $6 a bottle. Those basic cocktails. So if you get like a basic, vodka soda, Jack and Coke, like that'll start at $9 a drink. And then if you're a wine drinker, 42% of our wines are under $10 a glass. And all of those prices are inclusive of gratuity because the gratuities are already included on us, which is amazing. So to complement our premium beverage program, we created something called Bar Tab. So Bar Tab is purchase that you would sell to your sailors prior to the voyage. We sell that in increments of $300. And then our evergreen offer, so we always have this going on, is if you for every $300 that your sailor pre-purchases for Bar Tab, we're always going to kick in a bonus of $50 for them to use on alcohol, as well as other premium drinks that are not included with the essential drinks. So that could be like specialty coffee, if, maybe like a cappuccino, if you want a smoothie, or even if you're not like a drinker and you like a mocktail, but you want a nice kind of drink, you can use Bar Tab to pay for that. There's not really a lot of rules when it comes to Bar Tab, other than it is use it or lose it. So, but we do give your sailors a lot of opportunities on all of our ships, as well as the Beach Club at Bimini, to utilize it. So they can use it all for themselves. If they're sharing a cabin with somebody and they're not really big drinkers, there's a way on board that our sailor services team can like link or split the Bar Tab, so they're both drawing from it. You can also use Bar Tab if you make friends on board to buy drinks for them. So it's really not a lot of rules. You just have to use it, but we'll make sure to give them a lot of opportunities. For you as first mates, this is a really great kind of thing to sell your sailors, is because this is commissionable. So all of our pre-voyage sales, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the presentation, but all of our pre-voyage sales that you're selling leading up to the voyage, you'll actually earn 10% commission on that. So it's kind of a win-win for both you and your sailors. They get that extra bonus, and you get that commission on that Bar Tab. Now, if they exceed their Bar Tab that they purchase, or they don't happen to purchase one, they can still purchase drinks a la carte on the ship at the same price, but they just don't get that bonus with pre-purchasing it prior to their voyage.
I like that.
No, it's great. It's very popular, very, very popular with our sailors. So now this is another thing that our sailors absolutely love about Virgin Voyages, is the food. So we partnered with Michelin star chefs and top restaurateurs from all over the world to really create a food and beverage offering that could satisfy all of your sailors' tastes and cravings. So we do not have any buffets. There are no large dining halls. All of our food is fresh, made to order. So the really great thing about that is we're not only reducing our food waste, which really goes for our ethos of sustainability. Sustainability is very, very important for Virgin Voyages. But because we don't have this food waste, we're actually able to really provide our sailors with really high quality ingredients in the food. And it really does make that difference. Because all of our food is fresh, made to order as well, we're able to accommodate a lot of dietary restrictions, and all of our restaurants and eateries do have at least one vegan, one vegetarian, and one gluten-free option. But the best part is our 20+ eateries are included in the voyage fare, so you can really dine wherever you want each of your days on board. The footage that you saw was from the Wake, which is our steak and seafood eatery. So this is a really kind of elevated experience. It's you're going to obviously get a great cut of steak, seafood. We do feature a daily brunch there. The next one here that you're going to see is ganbae. So this is our Korean barbecue. We actually have the first Korean barbecue at sea. It took us about 3 years to develop these infrared grills that you can cook on right at the table. They're really amazing. And it's a very social environment. So depending how many sailors are there, your sailors might be seated with some other sailors on board. But we do greet everybody with a complimentary shot of soju just to break the ice. And, really have a great time. So you cook right on the table with your meats and veggies. And then we do have a large assortment of different Korean inspired dishes. We do have a lot of amazing bar spaces on board as well. This is on the rocks, which is our mixology bar. So this is situated kind of in the middle of the ship, right where all the action is, really focusing on those aged spirits poured over ice. This is kind of a place that I'd recommend that your sailors, when they're on board, kind of, go hang out at in the evening time, because if they do like live music or they just kind of want to see what's going on, this is kind of right in the middle of all the action. So some other eateries that we have, some of our like restaurants, we have Razzle Dazzle, which is our vegetarian forward eatery. So it's a very fun, whimsical type eatery. All of the dishes are very veggie centric and it's very colorful. But we do have a special naughty section of the menu for all of our meat eaters. So there is definitely something for everybody. And that's kind of where you see some of that fun adult cheekiness with our naughty section. And if you are a steak eater, we do have a secret menu at Razzle Dazzle, and our sailors and first mates have raved that it is the steak on that secret menu is probably one of their favorites, if not the favorite on the ship. And that's where you also see some of that humor. We put that amazing steak on a secret menu in our veggie restaurant.
I like it.
We have the test kitchen, which is our laboratory style experimental eatery. So instead of having a menu to order from, your sailors will have a card of 6 different ingredients. Each of them correspond to a main ingredient in one of the courses. So as you can see here, it's very much about presentation, very much, you get those beautiful photos, but it's also about education. So the servers, as they're serving each of these different courses, they're going to talk to your sailors about the different ingredients, maybe where they were sourced from or kind of why they were included in the dish, maybe how they made them. And it's just really a truly unique experience that it's even really hard to find those experiences on land.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually started rotating menus. So if you really love this experience, you could come back on the same voyage and have a completely different offering of, those 6 courses, which is super nice. And then we have Timeshare, which is our upscale, authentic Mexican eatery. So this is not where you're going to find your tacos or burritos. It's really an immersive odyssey of Mexico City's red hot food district. So there's an assortment of small, medium, and large plates. So it's perfect for sharing, but also perfect for keeping to yourself if there's something that you absolutely love. We've got some really amazing Mexican-inspired desserts, such as the chocolate tacos or tamales. And we do have one of the largest selections of mezcal and tequila available at sea. And then last but not least, out of our main eateries, we have Extra Virgin, which is our authentic Italian eatery. So this is, where your sailors are definitely going to want to bring their appetite. So we have a large assortment of Italian-inspired appetizers, charcuterie boards. All of the pasta is made fresh daily, which is delicious. We have an assortment of second entree options that really focus on those meats and fish, as well as a wide variety of desserts and even an affogato cart here. So this is a fan favorite of many of our sailors, just because you get that kind of nostalgic, home style Italian, but really elevated as well. And we do have a lot of other really amazing eateries on board our ships. There's just not enough time to go through all of them today, but on our marketing library, we do have the menus for all of our eateries. We do have images from our eateries on board that you can kind of take a look at and see what those offerings are. So a little bit about our cabins. So we have 1,408 cabins and suites on board our ships. So the vast majority of those, we have 1,130 sea terrace cabins. So those are going to be our standard balcony cabins. Out of all of our cabins, we've got an assortment of insiders, sea views, and our sea terraces. 93% of our cabins do have sea views. So that's very nice. So we actually have kind of start at the bottom of the cabin categories. We actually have 46 cabins on board that are always priced, and they're designed for the solo traveler. So you
I
can
love
see here.
that.
Yeah, it's super nice. The space is a little cozier, but that's so we know that our sailors are going to go out and be out of their cabins and having a great time. The actual bathroom size is the same as our sea terrace cabins, so it's really perfect for that solo traveler. So we have 40 of these insiders, and then we have this is another picture of the solo insider. And then we have our solo sea view. So we have 6 of those. So those 46 cabins that are designated as being solo, they will never have a single supplement. So if you do have sailors that love to travel by themselves, they don't want to pay the single supplement, we always have these 46 cabins on our ship. So they are very popular. So if you do have anybody that's kind of looking at that, you definitely want to get them to kind of take a look sooner than later, because they do get booked up pretty quickly because we don't have that single supplement. We do have a wide variety of insider cabins. And the really nice thing about our insider cabins is they're very close to being the same size as our sea terrace cabins, with the exception of not having the balcony. The living space is very close to the same size, the bathroom, the glam area. So we do have 105 of these insider cabins, and then we have 95 of our sea views. So our sea views are very similar for the most part to our sea terrace cabins, except they feature a large porthole instead of that sea terrace balcony. And then, as I mentioned, the vast majority of our cabins are those sea terrace. So they do feature that beautiful balcony. You have that amazing red yellow leaf hammock, which I've done this a lot. I've had a lot of first mates. We've unintentionally take naps out there. It's just really nice to kind of be on the ship, swaying back and forth on that hammock. So our sailors really love that. All of our cabins, so everything from our solo insiders up through our sea terraces, do have a glam area. So your sailors can get ready. There's a smart tablet here that controls many aspects of the cabin, such as the lighting, the curtains, the entertainment. We actually do have some lighting presets. Now, if your sailors, are not wanting to use that technology, we do have switches and a remote as well available to them that they can use. We also do have a small fridge, and we don't actually allow any plastic water bottles on board, but we do provide our sailors with these carafes of water. So you can always ask our crew to refill those, and they'll always refill those when they are, resetting your room daily. So it's really nice. All of our cabins do feature a roomy rain shower. It's kind of hard to see here, but the rain shower is amazing. We have the red flower shower amenities, and it's the same amenities that we use in all of our Virgin brand hotels. So I think I went through all of these what our cabins have. Besides roomy rain shower, they've got that mood lighting. We do have the large flat screen HD TVs in all of our cabins in that glam area that I showed you. Now, if you have sailors that, love to go all out and they love to have a little bit more of an elevated experience, maybe they're sailors that have booked all-inclusives or, semi all-inclusives with you, we do have 78 suites on board. So 63 of those are our Rockstar suites. 15 of those are our Mega Rockstar suites. So all of them were designed by the world-renowned designer Tom Dixon. So they do have a different look and feel than our regular cabins. They've got a lot of these brass accents that you can see over here, a marble bar. We've got record players in all of our suites to pay tribute to Richard Branson's beginnings at Virgin Records. And they're just really beautiful. So all of our suites do feature a larger bathroom with that beautiful dichroic glass, marble on the floor and the walls, and just a larger space to get ready. And they do feature those larger terrace. So those will vary in size depending on the suite that you get. But they do come with their own set of perks. So we have our Rockstar quarters. So all of our Rockstar quarters will get, VIP access to Richard's Rooftop, which is exclusive for our Rockstar sailors. We're going to give them priority booking for our shore excursions and dining on board, as well as a VIP entrance at our terminals. They'll have access to our Rockstar agent team. And then that in-room bar for our Rockstar sailors, we're going to have that first round on us. So we do have an offering of beers, wines, and liquors that it's a really nice selection to kind of have that. And so that first setup that we provide them is on us. Now with our Mega Rock Stars, they do have some additional perks. So we do make that in-room bar bottomless. We do provide our Mega Rock Stars, so the ones booked in those 15 kind of top tier suites, with a bar tab that they can use throughout the ship that covers their drinks on our ship at the Beach Club at Bimini within reasonable limits. We give them, access to the thermal suites at Redemption Spa and private transfers and so much more. So they really do enjoy a lot of perks booking into our different Rockstar tiers. So another really big part about the Virgin Voyages experience, if your sailors want that, it's not a requirement, is to enjoy that dose of vitamin C. So we have a lot of different kind of options on how you love to kind of have that sense of well-being and that self-care. So in addition to all of our amazing workout spaces we have on board, those unlimited group fitness classes we include, we've got a lot of amazing things such as our spa. So your sailors can book massage or facials. We also do have a daily pass that they can purchase. It's a 3-hour pass to our thermal suites. So it has all those plunge pools, the dry saunas, the steam room, and so much more. We have a, place where they can get their hair blown out. They can get manis and petties. And we even have like a mini kind of salon for our men called Stubble and Groom, which is a little bit more kind of masculine type kind of environment for them, so they can get pampered and get that self-care in as well. Some of our spaces that we have on board, we have our B complex. So this is all of our kind of fitness spaces. So this is where some of our fitness classes take place. We do have a lot of strength and resistance and weight equipment, those ellipticals, treadmills. We've got a balance studio as well as those spin bikes. One of my other favorite health and wellness spaces on board is the runway. So if you've ever looked at a picture of our ship, you'll see this red halo at the very top. That is our 250-meter running and walking path. So this is my favorite way to start the morning. You get that fresh, salt air in your lungs. You have that beautiful panoramic views. I like to get out there before it gets a little, too hot, but it's a great way to start the day, whether you're walking or wanting to get in a run. This is Redemption Spa. So you saw some of the videos before. This is another place that I love going. This is also where you can get your this is a different location where you can get your manis and petties with those beautiful sea views. So another part of the Virgin Voyages experience is having those epic experiences on board. And I literally could talk all day about this. So I'm going to try not to get too long-winded. So all of our entertainment that we have on board, so we've got a lot of really amazing shows. It's all original programming. So you're not going to go onto another ship and outside of Virgin Voyages and find the same shows. You're not going to go to New York or London and find the same shows. We don't have any of those Broadway shows. I feel like we have a little bit of something for everybody, from that acrobatic type Cirque du Soleil style performances. We've got some stuff with singing and dancing. We have something that you're kind of what you see here, our Untitled Dance Party Show thing, where you're just high energy, kind of in the middle of the action, and it's just a really fun time. Instead of having a cruise director, we actually split that role into what we call the happenings cast. So a lot of our shows, a lot of our programming that we have on board is going to be led by members of our happenings cast that each kind of have their own specialty. So we have ones that are more into like the performance of singing and dancing, some more that might be kind of into like food or kind of, those kind of more cultural type experiences that might lead some of our food or drink inspired classes. We've got our gamer who loves games and will host different board games. We've got a puzzle race. They do a lot of fun kind of things in our social club. We've got some of our high energy happenings, inspired workout, shake weight. We've got our 90s boy band workout class where you actually learn like dance combinations from like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. We've got a magician and so much more. The really cool thing with the happenings cast is we've got a lot of stuff scheduled in our daily lineup, but part of the experience is very serendipitous. So you might be walking through the ship and you might get whisked away, by one of our happenings cast members to a private show or a secret party. So sometimes a performance might just magically happen in front of your eyes and then it'll quickly disappear. So we really look for surprise and delights with that experience because it makes it that much more memorable when you're on board. And our happenings cast also will interact with the sailors. You might see them at some of our different themed nights and different parties. So you really feel like, you know, you've kind of made some new friends when you're on board, and it really enhances that experience for your sailors during their voyage. Some other things I always like to highlight, because it's a little bit different, is we do have our own private karaoke rooms. So we do karaoke in the public spaces, of course, but if you want to get your singing on like earlier in the day, or maybe you're shy, or maybe you just don't want to wait for everybody to get through their songs, we've got 3 different rooms that are open all day into the late evening hours that you can do private karaoke, and you're kind of, you know, at the helm of getting to pick the songs, and it's just a really fun time. The Manor is our 2-story nightclub. So we do have a lot of programming and activations during the day, but in the evening, it really transforms into that nightclub space. We've got full service bars, and we do have a different themed party every night. So you can stay up into the wee hours of the morning at the nightclub. We do have an arcade. So the great thing is we don't have kids on board, but we do have all these amazing games that might be very nostalgic to your childhood days that are completely free for you and your sailors to enjoy while on board. And we also do have a casino if they like something with a little bit higher stakes. We've got over 100 tables, or sorry, 100 machines, 12 tables, and it's right outside our nightclub. So you're kind of in the middle of all the action as well. So to kind of go into more of this information that you need to know as first mates, you might be wondering who exactly is going to have an amazing time on Virgin Voyages. So with our demographics, we have almost a 50-50 split of, you know, male and female. The vast majority of our sailors are in the kind of late 20s something to 60s. But we really are, we don't really like to talk about, you know, kind of confining people to that specific age demographic. Obviously, we're 18 and up, but it's really of that mindset of the sailor. You know, so you could be, you know, 18. We've had people celebrate their 90th birthdays on board. So we've really found that our sailors that have a good time, you know, are young at heart, whatever their age is. It does not matter their age. You know, they're wanting to try something new. They're open-minded. They don't take themselves too seriously, and they just want to have a good time. The best thing about our ships is I think there's a little bit of something for everybody. So, you know, you can go on board and just want to completely relax, have that vitamin C. You don't want to stay up late. You know, you just want to have that relaxation, and you can get exactly that. And then if you're somebody that you like a little bit mix of the vitamin C and then, you know, going to the nightclub late at night and having those experiences, you can do that as well. So there's really something for everybody. And we've been really popular with kind of those multi-generational sailors. So, you know, parents with their adult children, they're able to kind of reconnect with them and, you know, bond with them kind of in an adult's environment, an exclusively adult's environment where there's something that they'll love to do together. And then there's things that both of them will kind of gravitate towards that might be of interest to them. We've got a lot of people that are very health and fitness and wellness is important to them, but that's not a requirement. You know, it's really anybody and everybody can come on board, and we're very inclusive in the sense that we're very welcoming for everybody. And that's probably one of my favorite things with working with Virgin Voyages. So if you do have clients that, you know, are traveling without their kids, this is one of the #1 reasons why people are booking us.
Yep.
If they're not, is because that does make the difference. You know, if you have clients that do not have kids or they're not traveling with their kids, we should always be a consideration because we are an exclusively adult ship. If they love great food, we've received rave reviews about the food. I love the food. There's always, you'll never go hungry on this ship. There's so many different options. If they want to feel like a rock star and have those really special experiences, they want to reconnect with their inner child. They just want to be in an environment where they just feel like they're cool and like, you know, and have a great time. They don't like that stuffy formality. Maybe they don't take themselves too seriously. They don't want to be told when they have to dress up or what they have to wear. They just want to be them, which is nice. They want to try new experiences, you know, maybe push outside their comfort zone in the best of ways. You know, and if they're young at heart, they're going to have a great time on Virgin Voyages, and they're going to have their own unique experience. And we're confident that they'll want to come back for more. And before I tell you a little bit about our ship, I'll just give you a little video of some of the fun stuff with Virgin Voyages.
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Drop the top when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. You know when the click through. Try to send this about to be a slow beat. I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Drop the top when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Drop the top when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I said, I get to the groove. What? I get to the groove. You need some more picture in. I said, I get to the groove. What? I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it.
That video, and that's actually something that is downloadable in our marketing library if you want to use that for your marketing.
I like it.
A little bit high level about our ships. So at the end of the day, we're going to have 4 ships identically in design. They're all completely new, brand new, beautiful. At max capacity, they'll hold 2,770 sailors, 1,150 crew. We have 17 decks, and we are 912 feet long and are a mid-size ship weighing in at 110,000 weight and tonnage. So you'll really start to see that reflected when you look at especially some of our European itineraries. We really don't have tenders in most of our itineraries and ports, and we're actually able to get into some of those smaller ports that some of the larger ships are not able to get into. So Scarlet Lady was our first ship. We started sailing October of last year, and she's based out of Miami, offering those shorter 4 and 5 night sailings, year-round, going to the Western Caribbean. Valiant Lady, we launched her in March of this year. And during the summer months, she's based out of Barcelona, offering those 3 different 7-night itineraries, going to the Med, ports in Italy, Spain, France, all with a Friday night in Ibiza. And then she just had her first transatlantic to Miami. And so during the winter months, she offers those longer 6 and 8 night sailings, adding ports in San Juan, St. Croix, and Roatan. Resilient Lady will be making her sailing debut in May of 2023 out of Athens, Greece. And then she's got some really amazing repositioning voyages from Athens to Dubai, Dubai to Singapore, and then Singapore down to Australia, where she'll be spending the winter months there, offering a variety of 2 to 14 night voyages that go to different ports in Australia, Tasmania, and New Zealand. And then Brilliant Lady will be making her sailing debut at the end of 2023 in San Juan, Puerto Rico, offering 2 different 7 nights. And that's going to the Southeastern Caribbean Isles. And we haven't yet announced her summer 2024 itineraries, but I've heard that they're going to be amazing. So definitely stay tuned with all of our updates, marketing updates. So this is just a little bit of a grid where you can kind of find all of our ships. We do have all of our itineraries in our marketing library on firstmates.com. So what's really amazing is they are all of our itinerary one sheets we have online are editable PDFs once you download them. So if you're looking at a particular itinerary and you're wanting to promote that, you can actually update that with your business information. You can add sample pricing, maybe some sample voyage dates. So all of them are, we actually just updated all of them so they're with their kind of latest kind of look. So they're newly designed and all editable PDFs. So all of our, I'm sorry?
I said, this is amazing. All of the products you guys have for us.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, I'm glad that you love it. And that marketing library, if you haven't had a chance to peruse at it, we're always updating that because we just want to make sure that we have are giving you all the tools that you need so you can focus on, the fun part and getting your sailors an amazing holiday. So we have our Scarlet Lady, Valiant Lady, and Resilient Lady on sale through the end of summer of 2024. So I believe we have voyages that you can book today through October of 2024. Brilliant Lady, we haven't announced her summer itineraries. So we have her itineraries available through April of 2024. But between those 4 ships, we have over 40 different itineraries and over 100 amazing ports across 4 different continents. So we definitely have a little bit of something for everybody. So just to kind of quickly go through some of the promotions, we actually have some ending today, November 15th. So if you have anybody last minute wanting to book today, you can have them take advantage of our Dreamy Getaway offer. So we're offering a buy one, the second sailor gets 50% off. So this is really for couples, sailing in a sea terrace, a sea view or insider cabin. If you have any solo sailors, as I mentioned, we have those solo cabins, but we also have our solo sailor getaway promotion that can get those sailors into a sea terrace cabin with no single supplement. So that's available for our Caribbean voyages through April of 2023. But you would have to book today to get the offer because it does end tonight at midnight. But that's been an incredible offer if you do have people that like to go explore and they want a balcony, but they don't want to pay that single supplement. Our bar tab, we actually increased that bonus from $50 to $100 for any new bar tabs purchased by the end of today. Once that's over, it'll go back to the $50 bonus, which is still a very good offer. And then evergreen offers that we always have. So this is always have. So if you have sailors that like to book far in advance, if they're booking 121 to 179 days out, so about 4 to 6 months out, we're automatically going to give them 5% off the voyage fare. And then if they're booking 180 days more or out, so about 6 months out or more, we will give them 10% off their discounted voyage fare. So those are combinable with our limited time offers and is automatically applied at the time of booking. And we also do have a pay in full discount. So if you do have sailors that book 6 months out or more, 180 days plus away from their sailing, and they pay in full at the time of booking, we'll give them an additional, 10% off their voyage. Yeah. So we have people that have been taking advantage of the Dreamy Getaway offer, it works out to be about 25% off when you kind of apply it to both sailors. If they're booking far out, they're getting, the 10% for the book early and save. And then if they pay in full, they're getting an additional 10% off. So it's, an incredible value to kind of plan ahead for your vacation. For Florida residents, we also do have a really special offer. This is only for sailings between now and the end of the year on Scarlet Lady and Valiant Lady. If you do have any sailors that book within 45 days of departure, so we're getting to the point where it's almost 45 days to the end of the year, which is crazy. So pretty much any voyage between now and the end of the year, we're actually going to give them an additional 5% off that voyage fare. So they can book, you can book them on firstmates.com, or they could book through the Let's Go Book booking link. There's a code that you just have to enter in to get that additional 5% off. And then one of the sailors has to make sure that they have their Florida, ID with them, upon embarkation. We just kind of introduced phase 1 of our sailing club. So we do have some perks for sailors sailing in 2022 if they've sailed with us before and qualify, or if they have matching loyalty from another cruise line. We will be kind of announcing our actual program for 2023. This is just kind of a sneak preview, but we will be introducing, our different tiers, different perks with each tier. We just haven't quite revealed that just yet, but we do have some really incredible opportunities. If your sailors are, sailing in 2022, or we do have our red hot booking months, which also end today, that if they qualify into our sailing club, they can get some additional sailor loot for a new booking and some token accelerators for when our 2023 program launches. So a little bit to our Let's Go Book link, just high level. So Let's Go Book, we just introduced this a couple months ago. It's really amazing. So we have firstmates.com that you can still create the booking through, but if you have sailors that like to look at itineraries and kind of cost compare themselves without kind of having to go back and forth, or if you just prefer to book your sailors through this way because it's a lot prettier than going through firstmates.com, you can use the link and basically book them. It'll go under your firstmates.com account. So you'll get the unique link that's specifically for you in your firstmates.com account under your profile. And basically, once it goes under your firstmates.com account, you will, book it as normal. The nice thing is it's just a nicer look if you are sending this to somebody, or you prefer just to kind of go through this yourself. Your name, your email and phone will be at the top on a ribbon. And the really cool thing with using your Let's Go Book link is if you share this with your sailors, I've had a lot of first mates that'll go on social media. They might email it, turn it into a QR code. As long as your sailors don't clear their cookies and they don't click on somebody else's link, it'll actually stay in their cookies for a year. So if they
that's good.
Yeah, if they don't book right away and they just go to virginvoyages.com, it'll still technically book under your account, which is awesome. We don't have any difference in commission, whether you go through firstmates.com or the Let's Go book link, and we never have NCF. So if you want to learn more, I could talk about this all day. We can definitely connect and I can send you some more information, but this is a really amazing way to book, as well as, you know, when you are putting stuff out on social, if you do have a virtual cruise night and you're wanting to kind of promote that and maybe capture some new people who haven't booked with you before, this has been really successful and very popular with our first mates.
I love this. So I have one question. So the clients can go all the way through from the beginning and end and check themselves out and pay and everything with your booking link? I love it.
Yes. So the only add-on that you can do like during that booking process is like the voyage protection. So if they were wanting to add bar tab or anything else, like you would still service their booking through firstmates.com. But the really cool thing about this is, depending how far out the voyage is, because obviously once you're close, you know, to the sailing date, you can't place a hold on the booking and you don't have as many options and besides like paying, you know, in full. But if you are outside of our, you know, 120 days of the voyage, you're going to have a lot of options from, you know, just paying your deposit. They can add the pay in full discount through this, or you can add that if you're booking through it. If you have sailors that want to finance their booking, currently, before the link, you would have to create their booking in firstmates.com, put it in offer status, and then have your sailors call Sailor Services to complete the application over the phone so they could apply the funds to the booking. You could just send your sailors this link. They'll go through the process. There is a link to apply for Uplift. We have a partnership with Uplift, and they can basically take care of that through the Let's Go book link, which is amazing. And then you can also, you or your sailor, as long as you're outside of 45 days prior to the sailing, you're going to have an option to put a 24-hour hold on the booking. So for first mates, that could essentially serve as like you quoting your sailor, because it will trigger an email to them. It'll just say offer status. And in that email, there will be a link for them to actually go and pay. So yeah, so it's really cool. I would suggest you find your link, and you can go through and do a test booking, and it doesn't save it. You know, you can kind of get to the last screen and kind of see what some of those options are, but really, really cool. We've got a lot of really great information about that on our marketing library. So definitely check that out. I'm all about this link. If we have anybody on that has not registered, you will need to register through firstmates.com under your agency. The whole process, you know, really only takes a few minutes. And then your agency admin, once that your registration comes through, once they approve you, you'll have access to firstmates.com, our booking engine, the marketing library, and all the other tools we have for you. And then once you get approved, or if you're already registered on firstmates.com, the next thing that like I tell everybody to do is going to Seacademy. So that's our award-winning e-learning platform. This is where you're going to learn literally all things Virgin Voyages. So we have 4 different tiers. Each of those tiers have 5 modules that, depending on what the content is, can take about 10 to 20 minutes to complete each module. So it takes about 90 minutes to complete each tier. As you get through all of those tiers, you're going to earn different perks. So if you haven't sailed with us before, definitely get through at least silver tier, because that's going to give you access to our first mate exclusive rates. We have those available on both of our ships through the end of February on most of our voyage dates. And those are $100 per sailor per night. You could bring 1 guest and you'd be staying in a sea terrace cabin. So really great way to get on board and experience that is getting access to those first mate rates. Once you get through gold, that's going to open up a lot of options. So when we have future fam opportunities, you know, private events that we're looking to invite first mates, we're always looking to see who's gone through all 4 tiers of Seacademy, because we know that you're going to have kind of that best grasp of knowledge on all things Virgin Voyages. Gold really focuses on how you sell our product and how we position ourselves in the marketplace. So it's really, really informative, since we are such a new and different product out there. Another really important thing I know that you want to hear about is our commission. So we always offer 16% commission on the voyage fare. We do not have any NCFs. So you're getting that 16% commission on the voyage fare, excluding taxes and fees. So we make that very easy to calculate. Now, anything that you sell prior to the voyage, so you could sell bar tab. If you sell our insurance, which we call voyage protection, sailor loot. So if you sell onboard credit prior to the voyage, shore excursions prior to the voyage, hotels, and even flights. We've got those available. All of those, you're going to earn 10% commission on those pre-voyage sales. The really, really cool thing for you as a first mate is if you've made that booking, they're coming to sail with us. And they happen to maybe purchase bar tab through virginvoyages.com, or maybe they called Sailor Services about something and they ended up buying a shore thing. Because you've made that booking that all of those pre-voyage sales are connected to, you're still going to earn that 10% commission.
I love it.
Yes. Well, we know that nowadays we have a lot of things. People can purchase the shore excursions through the app. We know sometimes people, they kind of like to do that on their own as they're kind of scrolling through. So you book them on board for that voyage, and we know that you, as first mates, should deserve that commission. So we do really respect that relationship and the fact that you're trusting us with your sailor to give them a really amazing time. So as I mentioned, we do have different territories for our sales managers. So unlike some of the other suppliers, we're not specific to agencies. So because your agency is on the west coast of Florida, like trainings, you'll probably see me for those. But if you happen to live, not on the West Florida area, maybe in a different area in Florida or out of state, you will have a different sales manager. And the reason that we do that is so when we do have local events with our first mates, we really want to be able to connect with you, not only virtually, but in person, now that the world's opening up. So it wouldn't make sense if you're in Washington to have a sales manager that's based in Miami. So depending on where you are, if you're in Florida, we have 4 different sales managers in Florida. We do have sales managers throughout the United States, as well as we just have a brand new Canada sales manager. So we do have a lot of different people kind of in those territories. We've kind of broken them up so we really can give you a lot of attention and support you in growing your Virgin Voyages business. So if you do have any questions, if you're not on the west coast of Florida, I'm really happy to point you in the direction of who your day-to-day contact is, because they will be a really great resource for you.
Oh my gosh, poor Lindsay.
Oh, yes. So she kind of, we don't have as many first mates in all of those states. So
okay.
So she kind of, Florida is very saturated, obviously, because we have a lot of ports in Florida, but there's some states that just don't have as many. So she kind of, is working with everybody else.
Okay.
And you might also hear from our learning, development, and representative team. So we have some teams that support the sales team. So your day-to-day contact really supporting the sales is going to be your sales manager, but really kind of learning Virgin Voyages, helping with, using our booking tools and stuff like that. We also do have our learning and development representative team. So they continuously do kind of training webinars. So they're offering this kind of on a rotating cycle. So once you're signed up for for firstmates.com, we've got a section for tools and guides. So that's where you're going to find the link to the marketing library. You're going to find a lot of different links that are going to be very, very helpful for you as first mates. One of those links is going to send you to a chart with all of our different webinars. So we do host these over Zoom, and we host several webinars every week. So if you're really wanting to kind of get your sea legs with learning how to book, if you're somebody that does book group travel, we do have an amazing circles program. So they'll do training on circles. They'll sometimes, when we have offer changes and things like that, they'll do different trainings on kind of our current offers. So you might get emails from them. It's an amazing team of, I believe, 2 or 3 ladies that really go in deep with learning all things Virgin Voyages, kind of not just the product, but the tools that you have. So we do have these webinars coming up in the next week. You can go to firstmates.com, tools and guides, and then click on webinars, and we'll have a grid with all of the dates, and there'll be a link for the Zoom registration page if any of these interest you. And you can keep checking back week to week because we do add them. We do update those each month, and we probably have, I think, 15 to 20 at least webinars that you could join during the month based on your schedule. But before I open it up for questions, I just want to give you a peek of some more of the Virgin Voyages experience and some of the clever marketing that's really captured the hearts of our sailors and gotten them excited to sail with us.
Mama, Papa, was your suitcase packed but not mine? How could you leave us kids behind? know you deserve it, but the fact we can't go is total bull.
I love that
Love
commercial.
this. Is this available for us?
Yes, it's also, we have a folder in our First Mates marketing library for TV spots. So that is under there. And something that you might have noticed whenever we have advertisements on TV, we do have that call to action to first call your travel professional. So we do include that in all of our advertising as well, because we really do respect and support our First Mates.
Oh my gosh, this is such an amazing webinar, Angela. Thank you so much. I do have I don't have questions from the agent just yet, but I do have a few questions. My first questions are there any additional amenity benefits that we can offer to our clients if we're a partner with Ensemble as our consortium?
So we do not. So all of our stuff, a lot of our stuff is like pricing and channel neutral. So sometimes we will have exclusive offers for First Mates. I would have to take a look for specifically you to see if we have anything going on, but I can definitely take a look. We always do have, if you work with your sales manager, whether it's me or somebody else, if you want to do a virtual cruise night and invite your potential sailors to learn more about Virgin Voyages, we do have an exclusive offer for our First Mates for anybody that books within a week of those virtual cruise nights, or if we do like an in-person cruise night events. So right now for November and December, we're actually doubling our offers. So we're offering up to $400 in onboard credit when we've hosted those events and you've had sailors that have booked within 7 nights of those events. And then if we do have any other exclusive offers for First Mates that you can offer to your clients, we'll definitely let you know about that and you'll be the first to know.
I like that. I like that. Thank you. And then my other question is, how do we book groups? How does the contract work? Do you guys have deposited contracts? Do you have the contracts where we don't have to put a deposit down? How does it work with Virgin?
So yeah, we have a couple of different groups. We actually call them circles, but if you say group, we'll know exactly what you're talking about. So the most common group that you would be working really through your sales manager with is what we call affinity. So we do not have any contracts with affinity groups. There's a couple different ways that you can go about booking them. So a circle is a minimum of 10 cabins on board the same voyage. So it does not matter the cabin category. It does not matter the occupancy of the cabin. We just need 10 cabins, and they could be any kind of variety of cabins. Once you have 10 cabins, you can officially form a circle. And there are benefits for you as a First Mate. There are benefits for your sailors. So for you as a First Mate, you can actually earn a free TC cabin, excluding the taxes and fees, but for every 10 fully paid cabins. So if you book 10 cabins, if you're wanting to host it, you can get a free cabin and just have to pay the taxes and fees. If you had 20 cabins, you get 2 cabins, 30, 3, and so on. Or if you're not going to be on the voyage and you don't want to give away that cabin, it's really up to you how you use those cabins. But if you have no need for it, the other option is to get a 2% bonus commission, which is calculated based off of that total voyage fare. And that is paid out 30 days post-voyage. For your sailors, we actually give them what we call sailor loot. So sailor loot is our name for onboard credit. So they can get up to $200 in sailor loot based on the cabin category. So our suites will get $200 for the suites. Our sea terraces will get $100. And then our sea views and insiders will get $50. We do have a limited time promotion that if you do form a new circle, so new bookings that have been booked, the earliest is August 15th through the end of the year. If you get 10 cabins and form that circle by the end of the year with new bookings, we actually have a special circle bar tab promotion, and this is exclusive for our First Mate. So we're not offering this for anybody that's creating a group like booking direct and not through a First Mate. So in addition to the circle sailor loot, if you do form a new circle by the end of 2022 with at least 10 cabins, new bookings as of the middle of August, we're also going to give your sailors a $300 complimentary bar tab for their cabin. So that is an exclusive offer that we do have for our First Mates as well. With affinity circles, we don't have any contracts unless it's like a very highly programized circle, which is typically not, we find more of those kind of affinity of just kind of people sailing together Maybe they'll have a cocktail party or some meetups. So with those, we do not have any contracts. When you form a circle, it does open up the ability to be able to coordinate a lot of stuff on board. So we do have a cocktail party add-on that comes at a nominal cost per sailor, and you can have like beer and wine bar or premium bar options. So we definitely share the pricing with you if you have anybody that's interested in that with a circle. If you just need some meeting space or a meetup, we are able to provide that, and typically don't have any venue costs depending on what you're needing for that. We're able to arrange a group dining for your sailors. If you're wanting to arrange like group shore excursions, we're able to do that as well. So a lot of options open up once you form that circle. And we love seeing the really creative ideas people have come to us with the different groups that they're wanting to get put together, and so it's been really exciting. We do have a contracted group and incentive team, so those are the ones that are that would be doing the contracts. You hold off like inventory, and there's like the attrition rate and everything. So if you have any ideas for circles, you could definitely talk to your sales manager. And if it's something that would be better as a contracted or incentive group, we could definitely introduce you to that team. Now, something I forgot to mention with our affinity circles, there's one of two ways that you can create one. So you can book the bookings as FIT bookings. So you just book sailors for the same voyage date. Once you hit that 10 cabins, you can reach out to your sales manager. We can actually form the circle, and you can continue booking into that circle up to 2 weeks prior to your voyage. You can form the circle up to 2 weeks prior to your voyage as well. But if you're going to have any of these special programming requests, group dining and stuff, it's better to really strive to form that circle a bit further in advance, just so we can make those, arrangements with the ship. The other option we have too to start a circle is what we call a circle shell. So you can call Sailor Services, or you can actually do this in firstmates.com, where you hold inventory for 30 days. So this is only an option when you're outside of 120 days prior to the voyage. You can hold inventory. It basically locks in the pricing for those 30 days without the names and deposits. At the end of those 30 days, whatever cabins that you're wanting to keep, you would have to have at least the Sailor One name and that 20% deposit on their booking for that booking to stick. Anything that does not have a name or deposit after those 30 days would just go back into regular inventory. But then you can continue booking into the circle or towards that voyage date if you didn't get at least 10 cabins up to 2 weeks prior to the voyage. So a couple of really great ways to form the circles. With this circle shell, that's been very popular with people that might want some of that limited inventory that typically books up fast, like those solo cabins or those suites, or you're just wanting to promote a single price point for 30 days without having to. We don't really fluctuate our pricing a lot, but so there's nothing that changes, during those 30 days, that you can confidently kind of have those different price points set out with the cabins that you held. So if you have questions on what might be a good process on getting a circle started and what might be best for you and with your different scenarios and ideas, we could definitely chat about that. Okay. And yeah.
Thank you. Listen, this has been amazing. I do have a question for the TC credit or tour conductor credit for the new travel agents that don't know what TC is. What was is the commission 2% or 20%?
It would be 2% bonus commission if you do not opt for the free cabin. So the TC cabin is basically just a tour conductor cabin. So if you're hosting your circle, or maybe you're hosting you're booking a bachelorette party and you want to give that free cabin to the bride, it's really up to you how you use that, whether it's for you, for maybe your associates to kind of support the circle, or if you have somebody that brought you this business and you're wanting to provide them that free cabin, you can do that as well. We just need the names, and they just pay the taxes and fees.
All right. You answered all of those questions. Okay. Can we use our tour conductor credit for another sailing if we didn't want to be on the same exact sailing, or it has to be the same?
It would have to be the same voyage. Yes.
Okay. Nope. Had to ask, because I'm pretty sure somebody had that question in their head. But oh my gosh, Angela, this has been such an amazing webinar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anytime that Virgin Voyages has any updates, listen, we want to hear. I figure the more we put these suppliers in front of my agents, the more they get used to you, the more they're going to actually use you guys. So if you guys have any updates, listen, we want to know.
Of course. And so if you aren't signed up on firstmates.com under Mommy and Me Travels, you just definitely want to go ahead and do that, because that'll ensure that you get all the updates from marketing, all the updates from your sales
Perfect.
manager. So make sure that you do that. And yeah, anytime that you want us back on to talk to your team, I would be happy to, because we're constantly having updates and we're constantly evolving, and kind of our job as our sales managers is to help you succeed. So definitely utilize us as that resource, because that's why we're here.
Right. Well, I don't have any other questions. If my agents have any questions, they'll either reach out to me or they'll contact you directly. This has been amazing, Angela. The boats are beautiful, and I can't wait to get on one of these myself once I find a
Oh, my
babysitter.
pleasure. And yeah, we need you to get on board, Tyra, and to experience it yourself. So yeah, any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I hope all of you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for taking the time to learn more about Virgin Voyages.
Thank you so very much. You have an amazing day as well, Angela. Bye.